What's going on, guys? This is the Flow State Podcast. I'm your host, Mateo Flow. Sitting here with my co-host, Big Mace.
What's up?
Man, what a weekend it was. Man, let's jump right into it. We had the Misfits boxing matches. And guys, man, this was a crazy card. This card was, very mainstream, very, hyped up fight, towards the end.
A lot of trash talk. I mean, lawsuits involved. It was crazy, I have been trying to stop watching these fights. I feel like it's kind of like junk food. I think that it's kind of, it's unprofessional. It's awful entertainment. It's because they get you, they do a great job of getting you interested, Don't get me wrong, Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz, I would have watched that no matter what, just because I love Nate Diaz. I know you do as well.
Yeah.
But Logan Paul versus Dannis, man, they hyped it up so well. They talked so much crap, and I was just so disappointed with how the fight turned out. And
I was trying not to watch it. I was trying not to get into it. But, dude, Dylan Dannis did a great job with, some of his tactics. And we were talking about how it's like the art of war and whatnot. Man, this dude went all the way to this dude's fiance. He was pretty harsh with what he was doing. Granted, this woman did have a lot of this stuff out on the internet in the open.
It's hard to ignore for Logan. It's stuff that's hard to ignore. For sure.
Do you think he's wrong for doing what he did, his tactics? Do you think Dylan Dannis is wrong for the tactics he used in this bout?
I don't think so, just because I know Logan's the same type of way. He's done stuff like that in the past. So I think it's free game, man. And honestly, I think it only made the fight more hyped up, and people paid for it because of that trash talk and because of all the stuff that was going on before.
Yeah.
So.
And you know what else I thought I had about? What if this is fake? What if it was fake between the both of them?
I mean, that's something we will
never
know. Yeah, but it could possibly be. It could.
Anyways, I say it's like junk food because it's like, it's unprofessional as heck, and it's just, well, now we can go straight into the fight. Co-main event was Dylan Dannis versus Logan Paul. Then we had the main event with Tommy Fury being a professional boxer coming from the Fury family.
Fighting KSI.
Fighting KSI, who was a YouTuber turned boxer.
Yeah.
So let's jump right into the co-main. So Dylan Dannis versus Logan Paul. Logan Paul came out to Many Men by 50 Cent, dude. That shit had me hyped up. I was ready.
Yeah.
And he came out, looked all business. I saw Dylan Dannis coming out. I was like, oh my Lord. Is he gonna
It looked like it was about to go down.
Yeah, is he gonna, get in the ring and walk right out of the ring? Is he we see him coming up to the ring, so he's there, but is he gonna fight? I don't know, because they had Mike Perry waiting. They even had a clause like in Mike Perry's contract. If Dylan Dannis gets out of the ring right as the bell rings or whatnot, because technically he showed up for the fight, and, Mike Perry would still have to be ready to go.
Yeah.
Ready to fight.
So everyone was there. It was about to go down. It did go down, and it kind of went down.
Dude, this fight, man.
Dylan,
if you guys didn't watch it, watch it on YouTube. Dylan showed up for that check. Dylan had the high guard. He had the high guard almost the whole time, bro. He countered a few of Logan's shots, but he had him in the corner. Logan had him in the corner a few times, and was basically using him like a heavy bag. Some of the shots, not many shots were getting through, to be honest with you.
Both looked horrible.
Dylan did have a little bit of swelling. Yes, they both looked horrible. Logan, at least, here's the thing. At least Logan went out there, took some risks by throwing some shots.
Yeah.
Dylan Dannis,
Yeah.
I'm going to say this with the most respect because I respect anyone that gets in the ring or it does any type of combat sport or is the man in the arena, right? I respect them to that extent. But from a fan perspective, that pissed me off, man, because Dylan Dannis was talking all of this stuff, man. He was talking all this shit. They're both saying they're gonna decapitate each other, all this BS, and then you get in the ring and you're on defense the whole time, not even taking any risks.
Yeah,
he barely took any risks. He tried his little tactic. He tried to go for a takedown on Logan. Yeah. You didn't get the takedown on Logan. You tried to do a guillotine on Logan. You fell down. You didn't get the choke. He tried to mimic what Nate Diaz was doing, but he didn't get the choke, so it wasn't the same effect. And you're not, at the end of the day, you're not Nate Diaz, bro.
I think that he had a game plan. I think, well, this is what I thought watching the fight. I thought Dylan Dannis was, just planning on, those first few rounds, tiring Logan out, let him throw all those heavy shots, keep my guard up, keep my defense up.
That's what Ariel wanted to say.
Tire everyone out. But as the fight progressed, it just was Dylan just fucking around, honestly.
That's exactly what Ariel was saying. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that tactic. Alex Pereira's coach, because Dylan was training with Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira's coach said what their game plan was to about the third round, let Logan wear himself out a little bit. He's a little bigger. He's got a little more muscle mass and stuff. Typically those types of guys wear out a little bit quicker. So he was trying to wear him out a little bit. But you didn't capitalize when it was time to capitalize, dude. We were going into the fifth round. I was like, this dude's thrown 7 punches.
And are
you kidding me?
That's what's kind of crazy is what – now I question what exactly was his game plan. Was it just, he was training with all these people. It was hyped that he was coming in there as a better boxer and stuff. But it looked like he just came in there for a check, man. It really pissed a lot of fans
people
off.
Spend their hard-earned money on those.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was a money grab for him, and
you don't perform, dude.
It's disappointing.
It pissed me off, man. It pissed me off because how much that's what they lure you in. Yeah. And then I'm like, I'm the idiot that got lured in. I shouldn't have even wanted to watch that crap, man. But I actually thought, here's the reason why I actually thought Dylan Dannis was going to decapitate, Logan Paul or actually hurt. Because he has talks of being a UFC champion, bro.
Yeah.
Those tactics are not going to work. You're not Nate Diaz. Absolutely. You don't have 40, fights in the UFC and can perform like that. You had, that brings me to think, do you think that he's good enough to go to the UFC?
Well, he says he wants to, so, I do think he is a good enough athlete, MMA
to be a UFC champion, not just get in the UFC, because we've seen some crazy stuff in the UFC. I mean, you remember when what was that wrestling guy's name that came in? Nate Diaz was talking shit about him. It was what's his name? He came and fought Mickey Gall, I think.
Shit, I don't know, man, off the top of my head.
But it'll come to me later. But anyway, we've seen some fighters in the UFC that have been questionable.
Yeah, no, right? Absolutely.
Okay, so I believe he could be in the UFC. But do you think that Dylan Dannis could be UFC champion?
A UFC champion, not right now.
At 170, because that's what he fights at.
You got
Colby?
Leon, Colby, Kamaru.
You think he hangs with Colby?
No. I don't think he is well-rounded enough to be a UFC champion. The reason I don't think Dylan Dannis can be a UFC champion is because he can't rely on strictly his jiu-jitsu. He's a phenomenal jiu-jitsu artist, but at the end of the day, when you have guys like Kamaru who will knock you out and choke you out, you guys like Leon who's not going to let you take him down and will knock you out, Colby who is he's just as good as you on the ground, When you have guys that have that step ahead in the striking department, you're not going to be a UFC champion. for me, this boxing match was a point for you to be able to prove your striking abilities, at least with your hands, at least with your boxing. And I think that if you were trying to get all the fans hype about some MMA fight between you and Logan, I think that you failed at that because you did, for one, you didn't get the takedown. Yeah. You didn't get the guillotine, even when this was a boxing match. You didn't barely throw any strikes. At the end, you know the guy, did you ever hear about Dylan getting choked out by a bouncer?
Yeah.
He was in the ring after, and he swung, and he missed the bouncer. And somebody's like, oh, he's 0-2 against the bouncer, too.
Did you see the video that he was out drinking the night before the fight? Mm-mm. There's a video of Dylan with, a little posse, and there's like I think like 15 shots on the table. He's at like a club. So
I don't know what's real or what's fake.
I don't know if
could have been water.
Maybe he was out there and he wasn't drinking, everyone else was. I don't know. But it's a bad look and very disappointed in Dillon Danis. I don't know if he makes it to the UFC. I don't know if Dana wants that. Maybe Dana does like that, kind of.
I mean, he plays personality. He plays a heel character, the bad guy.
I wouldn't even say he plays it. I think he is that type of guy. He doesn't play a character. He is that type of character. He doesn't give a fuck. He's great at trash talk. I do think it was a money grab for him, which is very disappointing. But I don't think this is the last time we see Dillon Danis in a big promotion.
No, it's not. It's not. He wants to go to the UFC. He says he can be UFC champ. I think that was his point for him to prove a little bit of his striking. He was telling me, oh, you've never seen me box. You've never seen me box to Ariel Helwani when he was on the episode. And then you get in there and you're on defense the whole time, bro. Like, as fans, I really was starting to root for, at the end of the day, I would always rather see the MMA guy win against the boxing guys because I like MMA a lot more than boxing. I'm a fan of boxing, but real boxers like, Mike Tyson, all these, real boxers like
Shakur Stevenson, Tank,
Canelo,
Ryan Garcia, Canelo.
all these. Tank Davis is probably my favorite boxer
Devin Haney.
now. Devin Haney, yeah. Anyway, I was wanting Dillon to do something, man. I wanted him to show his striking. Conor McGregor said I was impressed by that. Dude, we know what's going on. We know what's going on.
Conor's just being Conor, He
said I was impressed.
He's supporting Dillon because Dillon's his boy, And
if that was not his boy, you know what Conor would have tweeted about that? What do you think he would have tweeted about that fight?
Conor would have said,
what the fuck, mate?
Conor would have said, I knocked Dillon out in 30 seconds or some shit. I don't know. Yeah. But I will say the one good thing that came from that fight is I placed a nice bet on that fight does not go the distance, right? And for a second there, I was worried because I'm like, what the hell? But at the last second, you know how Dillon went for that takedown attempt? That disqualified him. Logan won off a disqualification, so technically the fight did not go the distance.
That's probably what he wanted.
So, boom, right. Cash that bet, baby. We got ourselves inside the distance.
That's what Dillon wanted. He did not want to lose by a decision. He wanted to lose by disqualification to continue that role. It's all a big role, but here's the thing. When you get to the UFC, if you're talking about going to the UFC, this ain't you can't do that.
No.
You're going to get your butt whooped in the UFC. Even guys outside of the top 15 will beat you up, man, if you don't have striking.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying... I don't know because he didn't do anything for 6 rounds, bro. He did more damage to Logan Paul with that microphone than he did in the boxing ring.
I'll tell you what, though.
100%.
I think he does make it to the UFC. Now I really think about it, I think Dana does sign him because he has a following. He has a fan base, and he will bring viewers to a fight. So
my thing is, I think he can get in the UFC, but how does he actually? I'm talking about athletic performance. Cut the BS talk. Athletic performance. How does Dillon Danis do in the UFC against these top 10 guys?
I told you. We talked about it last week. I think let's throw him in there and give him like Kevin Holland. See what happens.
I would love to see him versus Kevin Holland. And I know Kevin Holland would
we'll take it. Yeah, absolutely.
There's a bag attached.
Absolutely.
I think Kevin Holland beats the crap out of.
Yeah. out of Dillon.
I think Kevin Holland wins that for sure
by KO.
But I would love to see it either way. So
even if he gets him to the ground, bro, I don't think he submits Kevin Holland.
Yeah, no, I mean Kevin has proven that he can work off his back.
Kevin Holland's been working a lot on his grappling, man. I've seen him on some of those Fury grappling matches. I've seen him doing wrestling with. I think he went to AKA for a while and was working with those guys.
He's a beast, man.
His wrestling.
He has one of the coolest knockouts I've ever seen. Remember when he was
off his butt,
off his back, just fucking backhand, boom.
That's only happened like 1 or 2 times in the UFC.
It's one of the coolest knockouts I've ever seen for sure.
That's power.
I don't know what Logan Paul does next. Hats off to him for getting that.
To be honest,
disgusting win.
To be honest, I don't really care what.
I don't care either.
I'm not really a fan of Logan Paul. He's not entertaining to me. He's kind of cringy.
I'm starting to. I'll be honest. I'm starting to like Jake a little bit. Like not in the sense of I'm like a go Jake fan, but like Jake can box, and I'm interested in seeing how far Jake Paul can take his actual boxing career.
Well, he's backed up what he said. That's what makes people interesting, cool. He's like, all right, I'm gonna knock your guys out.
And he knocks them out.
He goes out there and he tries as hard as he takes risks. At least he takes risks. I can respect that. But if you go out there and you got high guard the whole time and you're just getting tagged up and that's your victory, and then you go and then you try to do some stuff like taking them down, you don't even get them down. It's like, bro, you did not get this hype for MMA.
It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing, and Dylan, I hope you can bounce back from this. I know you don't care because you got a bag, but I hope he can bounce back and enter the UFC maybe and fight someone that would interest us.
I want to see how good he really is. That's what pisses me off because I wanted to see his boxing. I wanted to see how good his boxing was.
Yeah, I mean,
but he didn't do anything that impressed me. He had a few good counters.
I want to know how much he got paid.
I was looking it up, man. I don't know.
I couldn't find it. I looked it up too. I could not find it, but I'm sure it's up there.
Dude, they had Gordon Ryan there. That was hilarious.
I think
he walked out with Logan Paul.
That's one thing that makes me cringe though. Is Logan Paul, you want to be this big bad dude, but then you have all these guys here and you verbatim said he's here to protect me. Like, bro,
wouldn't do the face off. They had that little screen between them. It pisses me off, man.
Bro, yeah, man. Like that's some pussy shit, bro.
But why do we want to watch it?
You want to be a big bad dude because it
makes me so irritated, bro. I was thinking, man, dude, I want to get in the boxing ring and box Dylan at that. Like I was watching that shit. I'm like, dude, he literally went in there with his. And wasn't throwing nothing.
I was waiting for something like a big shot or something.
I was like, he looks like he's got a game plan coming. I was like, about third round, I think he's gonna start unloading, and I'm gonna be impressed by Dylan.
Gets me worked
and nothing happened, bro.
Nothing happened. Yeah.
They should have named that fight promotion Blue Balls because that's all it gave to the fans.
Gave us blue balls. That's the first time a man's giving me blue balls.
Blue balls boxing. That's what that is, man. That was ridiculous.
Boxing. That's funny as hell.
Anyways, I respect anyone that gets in the ring and any type of combat sport athlete. But, man, come on. If we're past that point and you wanted to show to your people that you can strike, that you're he said he's not the real fighter. He's not the real. Logan Paul looked like the real fighter that night.
I mean, they both looked awful. Let's be real.
Logan was unloading, bro.
I know, at least Logan through, but before we get too worked up about this again, man, that was a horrible fight, and we'll see what happens in the future for Logan and Dylan. Let's move on though. We got a big fight weekend coming up, baby. UFC 294. A lot of shuffled fights around because of injuries. We talked about it last week. Alexander Volkanovski is taking over for Charles Oliveira and fighting Islam Makhachev, and then Kamaru Usman is stepping in for Paulo Costa and fighting Khamzat Chimaev. We'll start first. Alexander Volkanovski versus Islam Makhachev. He said he's going to knock Islam out. That's what you predicted last week. How does he get it done?
Man, I've been watching a few interviews with Alexander Volkanovski, and his game plan is knocking
knocking Islam out. And that was my prediction. And now that I'm hearing it, I am sticking to it. That's what I'm hearing him say. So it's confirming me to believe in Volkanovski even more. He does what he says, and he says what he does. And that's a bad man. If there's anybody that can do it, I think it is Volkanovski. I think that he has the power. I think that this last fight has made Volk even more confident, because when he took him down, even Craig Jones, his jiu-jitsu, coach, grappling coach, or training partner, whatever you want to say. Craig Jones is a very high-level jiu-jitsu guy, and he basically said, he basically proved that Islam didn't have any submissions down there for Volk. So here's my thing. We know what Khabib's camp's going to do. We know what they're about. We know what they're going to do. How many changes is there that they can do to really capitalize and get a finish on Volkanovski? I think Volkanovski was the one that learned more from that fight, and I think that he's going to apply it because his fighting IQ is through the roof, and I think that he has the ability to take that last loss and really capitalize on the feet. I think he gets it done, man. I think he gets it done within 3 to 4 rounds.
Yeah. And I'm going to go through the stats real quick on their first fight, because there's a lot that stands out from that first fight. First off, significant or total strikes, right? Significant strikes. Volkanovski's total strikes, 164 that landed. Islam Makhachev, 95. So Volk had 70 more total strikes. Significant strikes, he had 70.
I saw that.
To Islam's 57. So 13 more significant strikes. He had 1 knockdown to Islam's 0 knockdowns. And Islam had 4 takedowns to Volkanovski's 0 takedowns. Now, the interesting thing to me is Islam didn't have a single submission attempt. And all that time he was on the ground, he could not even get Volkanovski close to being submitted.
Because even when he had his back, dude, Volkanovski is so good at the hand fighting and stuff like that. Dude, Volkanovski was not in danger.
Yeah.
He was not in danger.
Which, side note, just leads me to believe that Brian Ortega's on a different level, because he had him in like 2 or 3 different. But anyways,
submission wise, yeah.
So I think that Volkanovski won that first fight, in my opinion, just off of the damage rule, just off of the fact that there was a lot of dog left in his fight than there was in Islam's. Last week I said I think Volkanovski by decision, after watching all this stuff about Alex talking about knocking out Islam now, and also talking about his legacy, because someone said this doesn't really hurt your legacy, because it was like a reporter said, this doesn't really hurt your legacy because you're taking on short notice, and Alex was like, no, this would hurt my legacy because I probably will never get this fight again. Alex is taking this so damn serious. I'm gonna ride it with you, man. I'm gonna say Alexander Volkanovski will knock out Islam Makhachev.
This is do or die.
Yeah.
This is do or die for Volk.
Yeah.
People were saying, oh, well, if you do take the fight, you got nothing to lose, blah, blah, blah. BS, because he, for one, Volk is not somebody to make excuses to begin with. He's a true champion.
Yeah.
Through and through. He, like I said, I think he learned from the last fight, and I think he's really going to I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a shutdown.
Dude, I think he's just going to, right off the bat, like a missile come at Islam. It's going to be from the gate, just constant pressure from
We just
Alex.
said the striking, right? The striking was Volk's advantage, right?
Yep.
He even got a knockdown.
Yep.
I think he truly capitalizes on that, and I think he shuts down Islam's wrestling. I think he minimizes Islam's wrestling to at least half of how many takedowns you said it was like 4 or something?
He had 4 of 9. He was 4 of 9 on takedowns.
I think he shuts that down to at least half.
And here's the thing is, yeah, he scored those takedowns, but he did nothing. He did nothing with those takedowns except for hold him down, which
Volk was punching him behind his head.
yeah.
You know,
You could argue Volk did more damage on the ground.
Yeah.
Which is just, that's insane to me.
Yeah.
Man, so what round do you think? Let's predict a round. Go ahead.
I said either the third or the fourth round.
Third or fourth?
Being generous. Third, if Volk comes out like a bat out of hell.
I'm gonna say
within.
I'm gonna say 2 or 3.
I'm gonna say within 3 rounds.
Within 3?
Within 3 rounds.
Volkanovski within 3 rounds by knockout, baby. Let's go. That's our bet for the main event at UFC 294. For the co-main, we got another switch. Kamaru Usman,
a crazy shake.
Khamzat Chimaev, man. This is
something we didn't know we needed.
Man, when Daniel Cormier, before they announced it, said you guys are gonna lose your mind, you know, at what they're doing for Paulo Costa's replacement, and then Gilbert Burns posting about Usman's ready, and then them finally announcing Kamaru Usman's fighting Khamzat Chimaev.
I'm more excited.
I'm fucking pumped.
I'm
baby.
more excited about.
I'm way more excited.
Usman than
he's going. So have they announced his the weight yet?
I haven't seen what weight.
I think it's just at middleweight. To be honest, I think they're fighting at 185. Let me look it up.
I know Usman walks around. At least 200 pounds.
Yeah, they're fighting at 185 pounds, middleweight.
So that's an easier weight cut for Usman.
Yeah, this is going to be.
I mean, this is former champion, man.
Fireworks, man.
This is Kamaru Usman, the Nigerian nightmare.
Dude, I don't think Khamzat, before accepting this, really thought about it. I don't think he really had a choice either because he hasn't fought in a while. So I think he was kind of ready. But I love Khamzat Chimaev. I think he's a great fighter. But Kamaru Usman, like you just said, former champion, even moving up to 185 is not an easy person to fight. And I know.
What do you mean you don't think he thought about this fight?
I'm just saying I don't know if Khamzat is prepared to fight Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman is a very different fighter than Paulo Costa.
In what way do you think he's not prepared?
I think Kamaru Usman's striking is a very big advantage on Khamzat's. And I don't know if Khamzat's...
You think it's a very big advantage?
I think there is a margin there. There is a... I think Kamaru is... I think he's better than Khamzat on the feet. And Kamaru is not a easy person to grapple with. You know, his grappling is elite too. So you have a guy that is, and another thing to think about, Kamaru is stocky. You know, he's a bit shorter and he's stocky, and those guys tend to be harder to take down than guys that are a little bit taller. You know, so dude, I think I'm gonna say it, bro. I think Kamaru Usman gets the win against Khamzat Chimaev at UFC 294 on short notice. I'm gonna take Alexander Volkanovski and Kamaru Usman on short notice, beating both of their opponents at UFC 294.
Man, you know, this was a big surprise and a shock to the whole, you know, UFC fan base and MMA community, this fight. This is something that they were, you know, talking about doing a while back. And, you know, I know Khamzat has trouble making 170 at times. And then, you know, he's kind of up and down within the divisions. Yeah. He can make both, but I know he missed it 170 by like 6 or 8 pounds one of those times. Man, this fight is so tough to predict because we saw Khamzat really, you know, have some trouble with Gilbert Burns.
Yeah.
In just the striking department. Gilbert Burns got TKO'd by Kamaru Usman. So we saw what Kamaru Usman did to my man Jorge Masvidal, and my lord, don't ever tell that man he ain't got power, because that dude shut Jorge's lights out. And I love Jorge Masvidal, man. And, dude, I think he's got the power to do the same thing to Khamzat. I think Khamzat's got a chin. I think he will fire back. But man, I don't even know if I'm ready to make a prediction or if I even want to make a prediction on this fight.
Look, I want to point something out real quick. Kamaru Usman, when he fought Leon Edwards the first time, Leon Edwards, who is one of the best strikers, I would say, in the UFC. Would you agree? Boxers, at least. Kickboxers.
Kickbox. I would agree. I would agree that he is one of the best strikers in the UFC.
Dude, that first fight, Kamaru versus Leon, Kamaru landed 189 strikes on Leon Edwards. 189 strikes. 83 significant strikes, but 189 total strikes, right? He fought, the second time he landed 113 total strikes on Leon Edwards. You're talking about Leon Edwards, who is better. I mean, he's beaten him the last 2 times, beaten Usman the last 2 times, once off decision, the other off of a round 5 KO. But you're talking about a guy who I would consider better than Usman at striking, but he's landing all those strikes on Leon. I think that's going to be the major difference, and Kamaru's going to knock out Khamzat. Because Gilbert Burns almost had him knocked out a couple times. I'm pretty sure he scored a knockdown in that. Did he not? Gilbert Burns?
Yeah, I think they both did. Dude, that was a great fight. I've watched that fight probably 3 or 4 times at least. That was that was a battle, man. That was a straight up battle. Here's the thing.
Gilbert Burns had 141 total strikes, 119 significant strikes on Khamzat. That's insane. Like, Gilbert Burns is a great fighter, but I would argue that Gilbert Burns isn't anywhere near Usman at striking. You know,
like I said,
he knocked out Gilbert Burns, yeah. So, I think Khamzat's in for his an awakening, a rude awakening.
This is where it gets. Man, this is where you really see who is the elite.
Yeah,
like who is the cream of the crop. Like, what's gonna rise to the top? Is it gonna be Khamzat or is it gonna be Usman, former, welterweight champion?
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, Kamaru Usman, is the cream of the crop.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm going to tell y'all right now. I'm going for the big money on Saturday. At UFC 294, I'm taking Alexander Volkanovski and Kamaru Usman to beat their opponents, Islam and Khamzat. If you bet $100 on them right now, you get about $800 plus. So it's they're both big underdogs. But I think they can both get it done. So I'm going for the big money, baby.
Look, man, I have to make a pick. So I already said Alexander Volkanovski
by KO
or
TKO
in within 3 rounds. I think we could see in this fight. I think we could see a decision. I think that the decision, if it goes to decision, I think Khamzat Chimaev wins. You know what?
If it goes to decision, I can see Khamzat winning.
I don't even want to say how, but I think Chimaev wins.
Okay.
I think Chimaev wins. I don't know how. I don't know when.
I think
Chimaev wins.
We gotta do a side bet between you and me, because I'm taking Usman, you're taking Chimaev. What does loser have to do, or take a shot or something? I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. We'll start doing that.
Figure that out.
We'll start doing that. If we oppose each other on bets, you guys let us know what the punishment should be for whoever loses the bet. That'll be a good thing.
What do you guys think? I think Khamzat Chimaev wins, man. I think that he wants this so bad. I think that Leon might. We'll have to see. Did Leon break Usman's confidence, because he's coming off of 2 losses, man? And
you know what? I think Usman wins, but I would want Chimaev to win just because I really want to see Sean Strickland versus Khamzat, man. That would be
I think Khamzat whips Sean Strickland, because Sean Strickland is not going to sit there and be able to withstand Khamzat's wrestling, bro.
Yeah. That's interesting, though, because Sean in his last fight looked so dominant against Izzy, and I know Izzy had shit going on, but I just want to see it. I want to see it.
This is a different fight, though. This is a wrestler versus a dude that's bringing the Philly shell.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. UFC 294. It's early on Saturday because they're in Abu Dhabi, so make sure you're there. I think the main card, starts at 1 p.m. We're in Texas, so Central Time, so that's 11 a.m. or 11 a.m. Yeah, 11 a.m.
I don't know. Look it up where you guys are at. California. It's an early card.
Yeah.
Don't blink on those the co-main and the main event because everyone's got power in that.
And there's a lot of good fights on that card. We're not mentioning just because we want to move on to some other topics, but it's pretty much Russia versus Brazil. A lot of great fighters, so make sure y'all tune in at UFC 294 this weekend.
All the bearded men versus all the Brazilians.
Yeah.
Johnny Walker, the Brazilian Irishman.
Yeah. So sticking with UFC, big news that broke, UFC's parting ways with USADA. Their partnership ends December 31st. It's kind of, even though UFC saying has nothing to do with Conor McGregor, it's kind of suspicious, that Conor, enters the pool. USADA has a rule of 6 months. You have to be in the pool for 6 months as well as 2 clean drug tests before you can fight. How much do you think this decision is weighed on getting Conor back sooner rather than later?
Conor entered the pool and Conor closed down the pool. He did not come to take part. He came to fucking shut down the damn pool.
You think?
Pardon my French. But dude, it's all about Conor. Let's be honest. Can we all just be honest here?
Conor gets what he
makes
wants.
way more money. Conor could own USADA.
Dude.
They want Conor to fight. We were talking about UFC 300, and now, heck yeah, he can fight at UFC 300. Heck, he can even fight in January because that's when the contract ends. They're talking about going to work with some of these other guys that do, some of these other corporations, I think Sports Med or... Anyways, I don't know the exact name, but there's other organizations that they think that are more advanced and more... fighter friendly, more, it'll benefit the fighters and keep everyone happy.
I think Conor definitely kind of gets his way, and
that's crazy to think about.
They're denying that it has anything to do with Conor. The UFC is. USADA is. Obviously, the relationship is just muddy between the two organizations at this point, but I think the world thinks that it has a lot to do with Conor McGregor returning. I think we see him fight in January, to be honest. I think, Michael Chandler's getting a little antsy and wants to fight, and Conor wants to fight him and get it on with. Let's get it on with and let's go.
The only reason I don't know if we see him fight in January is because UFC 300 is coming up, and I think that Conor wants to be on that card because it's such a, it's UFC 300, big event. You know what I mean? I think that if he did fight in January, who's to say there was no injuries and then he couldn't fight at UFC 300? Here's the thing, either. Because do you agree that Conor would want to be a part of UFC 300?
I do agree. I think there's a better fight to make for that, though. I think Conor Nate Diaz 3 for UFC 300, bro. That would be.
What if he is injured or whatnot? Excuse me, and is not able to fight at UFC 300? Does he take any risks? This will be something interesting. It's something interesting to think about.
Man, I don't know.
And this new, whoever they get, this new drug testing agency, are they gonna? What are they? I mean, I'm sure that before they sign any deals, they know like, hey, we got a guy that we want him fighting by this time. Is he gonna be able to fight or not?
No, I don't know, man. There's a lot going on, and I just want to see Conor back in there. We talked about it already. We want to see him fight Michael and. Who wins that, yada, yada. We just got to wait for the news to break. I'm sure within the next month, we'll hear something new about Conor versus Michael Chandler, when that could possibly happen. All this is such new information with USADA and UFC parting ways. So, man, I'm just excited, man. A lot of new stuff going to come next year, and that's going to make a lot of different different things for the fighters. Are they going to be able to use certain things to better their game? Are they going to be able to, fight more often because they can take care of their bodies in different ways?
Look, man,
you don't know.
We had a conversation about steroids and all this stuff before we even heard this news. This was, I think, on episode 1.
Yeah, we talked about it.
2, we talked about steroids and this and that. My opinion was, if it is scientifically, researched, everything, like it's a fair playing field, I don't care. I'm not, you know what I mean? It's if everyone's on a level playing field, whatever that playing field is, and science based, backs all their studies up, which they will. Let the scientists make those decisions.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I had an interesting question. What do you think that you can max out your ability in a martial art discipline? I was thinking about Islam, and he's training with Khabib, right? Like Khabib he's always trained with Khabib, but Khabib actually was involved in the camp. Like he was there working out with him and stuff. When you think of someone like Khabib, who's just an elite, talented grappler, can you get better at grappling? Can he get better, or is there a limit that you can get to as a person, as a fighter?
I think that as a martial artist, as a
this is why I ask. Let me kind of give you some more context. I'm thinking about that first fight with Alexander Volkanovski that Islam had, and Islam, even though he could get Alex down, he couldn't do anything with it, And I wonder now that he's fighting him again if that's even in his game plan, because if Islam if he cannot get better than what he was in that last fight, because he's just already, that's his potential, right? He's at his max potential for that discipline. Does he look for a different answer because Volkanovski already kind of...
I don't think he has a different answer because we seen the stats on what the stand-up was. I don't think he has a different answer. Let me answer the first question. You said, is there a cap? What was the question again? Is there a cap on...
Do you think that you can max out your potential in a certain discipline of MMA? So if you're a black belt in jiu-jitsu, you've been training for 25 years, do you think that you can always still just get better, or do you think you kind of max out as a in that discipline?
I think when you're going against any opponent, I think that you can... I think max out is the word that's throwing me off, but I think to answer it, I think that you can apply different techniques to be advantageous in different scenarios. Like I think that this is a hard question.
Yeah.
I think like you're saying, you're a black belt. Like, are you getting any better? Basically, you're Floyd Mayweather. How could you get any better at boxing? You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. Like
if you're a fighter and say I guess my question is there such thing, like there's natural ability and then there's training ability where you've trained for so long and you've gotten better. Some people just have natural abilities, like Sean O'Malley's so fast with his hands, right?
Fast twitch.
Can he get faster? Type.
That's a little bit different because age can come into that play. Your IQ for fighting, Daniel Cormier is retired, much heavier now, but his IQ for fighting is still there. You know what I mean? Right. In that example. Here's the thing. I think Islam's not going to change his game plan. He's going to try to implement his game plan even harder. I think Volk is a lot stronger than what he had imagined.
Yeah.
he's a lot stronger than what
He's
Islam
a little
imagined.
muscle hamster. He's literally like,
Yeah.
he's just a compacted, muscly fucking, I don't even know how to describe him. It's hard to, stocky fucking dude.
Truth is,
man. Rugby player.
Truth is, yes, I think you can always get better, like, mentally and fight IQ wise. So as a martial artist, yes, I think you can always get better. I don't, however, think that your athletic ability will necessarily get better over time. But Islam is in his prime, so that doesn't necessarily, that doesn't necessarily go for him in this case. But I think that he is going to implement his, the whole father's plan thing. You already know. When we seen Habib go outside of father's plan, you saw what happened. He only lost one round in his career, and that was to Conor McGregor. And why? Because he was emotional in that fight.
Yep.
And understandably so. But that's what, as a champion, Islam has to learn from Habib's mistakes. There's not so much mental warfare in this fight, but I think, yes, as a martial artist, your IQ can always get better. If you're a black belt in jiu-jitsu, the best sambo practitioner, if you are the best judo player, you can always get...
always something to learn.
Even if it's... Yeah, there's always something that can be learned and applied. I do, however, think Father Time is undefeated. And Jorge Masvidal even said it. One of the reasons he retired. He still sees the shots coming. His IQ is still there. His body just doesn't react in the same way.
Yeah.
So I think, yes, you can always learn. Even if you're a black belt, you can continue to learn. And you can, because we can't know everything. And we can't focus on everything and be the best at everything at one time. Sometimes you might be working on your half guard. Sometimes you might be working on your quarter guard. Sometimes you might be working on your full guard. Sometimes you might work on some of your sambo throws. Sometimes, you know what I mean? There's so much to learn to be perfect at every single one of those at one time in any given scenario, because in MMA, a fight can go anywhere in a split second. So yes, you can always get better, even as
I'm just interested.
champion.
I'm just interested to see how Islam, I guess, if he does take him down, if against Volkanovski, that's as far as his abilities can go, is just getting him down, or if he can maximize that opportunity and actually put him away.
I think Volk's a terrible matchup for Islam, because for one, he's short, built like a damn bulldog. That dude is strong as all get out. This dude was a rugby player. This dude's from down under where them boys don't play. And you know what? He got power. He got discipline, drive, hard work, everything, you name it. He is through and through a champion.
Hey.
He couldn't do anything when he took him down, so that built Volk's confidence up, man.
Hey, speaking of those boys down under, have you ever seen those? It's a little off topic. Have you ever seen those videos of those guys fighting kangaroos?
I've seen
like boxing kangaroos.
I've seen that. That's crazy, man.
That shit's nuts. Would you?
No,
dude. If you haven't seen it,
jump up and kick you, bro.
They got talons, but these Australian guys don't care. I mean, they grew up around that shit.
That's probably what Volk's doing. Rat fucking boxing kangaroos, and Islam's wrestling them little cubs.
Dude, there's a video. This Australian dude, like, a kangaroo has his dog, and he's like, "Hey, let go of my dog." And he runs out there to the kangaroo, and the kangaroo lets go of the dog and just looks at him. And then the kangaroo just punches him right in the face, knocks his phone in the water. He picks up the phone, and he punches the kangaroo, and they're like boxing. The kangaroo runs off. I'm like, dude, what the hell?
That's crazy, dude.
If a kangaroo had your dog, you going after it?
Not barehanded. I mean, at the end of the day, fight or flight kicks in.
Pea shooter, shotgun.
I don't know, but them kangaroos.
If it got my dog, I gotta go get it. But dude, yeah, if you're automatically when you're born in Australia, you're built a little different. You're built a little different for sure. They got some crazy shit out there, man. They got saltwater crocodiles. You imagine you're just, you're on a beach in San Diego having to surf, and all of nowhere a fucking 16-foot crocodile comes out onto the beach and is just chilling there. Dude,
No.
Australia's a scary place, man.
I want to visit Australia, man. I want to go to
I
Australia.
want to, but you better watch your back when you're there, man. You might get robbed by a kangaroo.
They got some crazy animals over there and reptiles and everything.
For sure.
Yeah,
excited for these fights, man. We're gonna see, we're gonna see if those short notice fighters can get it done. See if Conor gets a fight sooner than we expected with this partnership between UFC and USADA expanding. Man, what else is there to talk about? Post Malone open up some Raising Cane's, Cowboys themed.
Dude, that Raising Cane's. Me and Mason just moved here from
San Diego.
And dude, what do you think about Raising Cane's first and foremost?
So they have one in San Diego. Well,
yeah, I never went.
North. It's
yeah,
a little
I never
north.
went to that. What do you? So we got in Austin. We got P. Terry's. We got
Raising Cane's. I mean, Cane's is a little better. P. Terry's, I think, is an Austin-based
burger joint, but
different. A lot of different places in California, or at least San Diego, that we have. So we got like P. Terry's, Freddy's. We got, they have a Zaxby's here, which there's an argument people have between Raising Cane's and Zaxby's. I prefer Zaxby's personally over Raising Cane's. I don't know. What do you think?
I've only had Raising Cane's one time. I got the tenders, fry, and a sweet tea. Dude, I'll be honest. I think Zaxby's is better.
You know why I like Zaxby's?
I love that Zax sauce. That Texas toast, baby.
The sauce is better too, but
I love that Zax sauce.
That toast, man, that Zaxby's, that Texas toast, bro, that shit hits, man. But Cane's is still good.
I dipped the Texas toast in that Zax sauce, man. Dude, that shit.
Dip everything in that Zax sauce: fries, chicken, bread. Put it on your finger.
Dude, I put that on. You can get a little salad. Put
that shit on everything.
Salad.
Yeah.
Grilled chicken salad.
I'm taking Zaxby's. They got P. Terry's here. The thing I love about P. Terry's is it's like $4 for a burger, and it's good. It's not, it might not be the healthiest thing that you eat, but man, they know what they're doing. It's kind of like Austin's In-N-Out,
Have you had Whataburger?
I hate Whataburger. And I know Texans are going to I've already been told, I've told people here, man, Whataburger ain't good. But every time I had it, it tastes fake. Like, all the food tastes fake. And all my stuff is always, like, mashed down and greasy as hell. And I'm just, man, I'm an In-N-Out guy. California born and raised, so In-N-Out's my place to go. And everything's just so much fresher at In-N-Out. What do you think?
I've never had Whataburger. I've had P. Terry's.
I don't recommend.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I've had P. Terry's is pretty good.
P. Terry's is good. Yeah,
P. Terry's
I like
was
P.
pretty
Terry's.
good. The fries were good. The burger was pretty solid. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Was it better than? Dude, it's hard to compare them, actually. Whataburger isn't a lot of biscuits and stuff like that. Like, what's their main thing? What's their main
burgers?
thing?
Burgers. I just got their basic meal.
Man, I like Five Guys, man.
Five Guys is a little bit different because even though it's fast food, they ain't no drive-through Five Guys. You have to go in that bitch and order and get it.
Get some peanuts while you're waiting.
Ooh, man. Dude, Five Guys.
Them Cajun fries, boy.
What I love about Five Guys is you can get a small fry and still get a bag full of fries.
You get a small fry, you still get a large.
Yeah, exactly. And the burger is gourmet.
Got them little bagglers at the bottom.
Man, you can add whatever you want to that burger. They got whole. Man, you want bacon on that burger with ketchup?
I do it big when I go to Five Guys, man. I get that double. Get that double with that bacon on there.
It's a little expensive though. A little expensive.
Hey, I don't care, man. When I treat myself,
$25.
You go to Five Guys, you got to treat yourself, man. I love Cajun fries. I'll be honest with you, man.
They got
a big part of burger
fries.
places for me is
the fries.
If they got good fries, I like them seasoned up.
Yeah.
I like them Cajun fries. I don't eat this stuff all the time, but when I do, I want something good. You know what I mean? A nice cheap meal.
You ever had Culver's?
No.
They got a Culver's here I had recently. Man, Culver's is pretty good. They got these crinkly fries, man. Fire. And they're long, too. I don't know. But
You like that?
I like that. Some long fries. The ones you pull out the bag and it just keeps coming. You're like, oh, shit.
Like a little noodle.
But nah, for real, Five Guys is probably, I don't know if you can group it in that same category of Pete Terry's, In-N-Out, Whataburger, because it's not really a drive-through fast food, but it is if it is considered in that, that is the number one best burger joint. But you got to pay for it. You're going to have to pay for it.
There's In-N-Outs here too, huh?
Yeah, there are. I've had In-N-Out here. I like it, man.
Like, when I went to California, I'll be honest, I lived in California for like 4.5, 5 years, and I had In-N-Out probably less than 10 times when I was there.
Damn. Less?
Yeah, I started catching on, a little bit later on, and once I started, I love how it's like fresh. 95% of the time, every time I had something, it was fresh. They have to make it fresh because the line's so long, it's wrapped around. I mean, you have to make it fresh. There's so much, demand for it. But man, them animal style fries, man.
Man,
with that double animal style.
Get me my taste buds. My taste buds are vibrating right now.
That's a pretty good burger. But
I love In-N-Out. I will, man. It don't matter how long that line is. If I drive by and my car gets that In-N-Out smell in it, man, I might have to pull into that line and wait a little bit. Might take me 20 minutes to get through that line, but
you might be on the damn highway.
I'm getting me
with everybody else.
I'm getting me a double, grilled onions, no tomatoes, some fries, and if I'm feeling like treating myself, I'll get me a little vanilla shake.
Little vanilla shake on the side.
The one thing I'll say about that is sometimes when you get that shake, man, you gotta suck on that straw, man. You gotta
thick malt.
Your cheeks gonna be hurting because that malt is thick, boy. Thick. Man. But hey, it's like worth it, man. 100%. Man.
You ever dip your fries in your shake?
Oh man. That's
sweet.
I learned that from I used to go to McDonald's. I'll get me a little ice cream cone and some fries. I sit there. I'm sure everyone does that though. I know a lot of people that do that. That's just I don't know, why is that so good? Why is a vanilla?
You know what I like? I like them Wendy's, little
Frosties. Yeah,
I like doing that with them Frosties, man.
Yeah,
I ain't had Wendy's in so long, but
I feel like Wendy's gone a little downhill. To be honest,
I ain't even seen a Wendy's in a while.
Yeah, I haven't. I don't really eat Wendy's no more. But I do like Pete Terry's and In-N-Out.
Man, you know what I like, man? Dude. There's a place in San Diego, I think me and you went one time, dude. I really love this place, man. It's called Swagoo Chop Shop.
Ooh, Swagoo.
Dude, they got those Wagyu burgers, man. I was just telling my girl about that the other day, man. Them burgers are so fire. Like, I want another Wagyu burger, man. I went to this Japanese, authentic Japanese sushi joint, and dude.
Is it here in Austin or in San Diego?
It's right around the corner.
Okay.
Might take my dad there. Might have to go eat there.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I had Wagyu nigiri sushi.
Fire.
Dude, that was the best sushi I've ever had. I love Wagyu, man.
Damn, you make me hungry, man. I want sushi right now.
It was like $15 for one piece, but dude,
man, if you guys are in San Diego, take your ass down to Pacific Beach, go down to PB, and Swagoo Chop Shop. It's like, dude, it's like tucked in between some like houses, man. Like right on one of the neighborhood streets, not far from the beach at all, but It's like tucked in between some apartments and housing, and they got this. It's called a Swagoo burger. Man, that shit is to die for. I love that shit.
Dude, and then you can get this like on top, it's like some cheese. I forget what they say it, but it's like
pimento cheese, was it?
It's something, man. It just melts on the top of the burger, man. And them fries are like them big old wedges.
Oh man,
them big wedge fries, seasoned up to perfection, buddy. Hey, and man, it's a good place, man. Y'all need to check it out. I think they made one in Hawaii.
What cheese is on that? It's called the Swagoo Smash Burger.
Dude,
it's just American cheese.
Dude, I want to make
brioche bun with some.
We should get our own, man. We should get our own Wagyu beef and to make some go.
What's the difference between
Japanese beef, man? You have to look it up, but it's supposed to be like top of the line, man. That
Wagyu beef, man. What do they do?
I think there's like A5 Wagyu.
What is so special about Wagyu beef?
Man,
their fat cells are more uniform across their muscles. Because of their muscles, Wagyu meat is pinker and much more delicate, resulting in more flavorful,
nice and pink,
soft cut of meat. Wow. No, man, Wagyu's good. If you haven't had it,
good.
Man, just spend that extra little bit of money on it and get you some Wagyu. Go check out Swagoo Chop Shop.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, man. Man, you got me hungry now.
Yeah, I'm thinking about food.
Thinking about that sushi. I like that blue sushi at the Domain.
Blue sake. Yeah. Dude, this place is better.
What's it called? It's right around the corner.
It's called Soto.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
So, dude,
I was gonna go there.
Right there by
Damn, should we go get some?
Party City. It's literally right beside Party City. Right there.
Yeah, we kind of got off topic there, but yeah.
Spent about $1.50 between two people, but hey, man, we got dessert, we got appetizer, dude.
Good meal.
They got these truffle oil edamame, dude.
Oh,
like you ever had truffle fries?
I've had truffle fries. I've never had truffle edamame, baby.
Oil edamame. Damn. Dude, we went and bought some truffle oil from that one market, Central Market. They were giving out samples, dude. They had it on some bread. That was so good, man. I think it's from Spain or something. But, dude, we made our own little truffle oil edamame.
Damn, that sounds fire. That sounds fire. I want that sushi right now, boy. But man, now I'm thinking about his food. So Post Malone opened up a Raising Cane's. That's what led us down this path.
We should go over there when we're in Dallas.
Yeah, definitely. Cowboys won last night, beat the Chargers. Great game.
It was close.
That was a battle. You watched it?
A little bit.
Yeah, man. That was a big game for the Cowboys. You know, Dak Prescott was losing his confidence. I don't know how many of you are Cowboys fans or just football fans in general, but there's a big question surrounding the Cowboys this year, and we'll see if they can continue to get wins.
And what is that big question? Let's talk about it a little bit.
Well, the big question is, you know, is Dak Prescott
that dude?
Is he going to be able to get the job done this year? You know, they came out the gates week 1 absolutely spanking the Giants. Did they play Giants week 1?
I believe so.
Was it the Giants week 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, they absolutely spanked the Giants. That defense was ridiculous.
Giants aren't doing very good this season, are they, buddy?
No, the Giants look horrible. Shout out David.
Our buddy David's a big, huge Giants fan. Every time he's bet me, he's lost.
I don't think Daniel Jones is worth that $180 million contract or whatever they paid him.
Man, it's never too late.
But yeah, man, they came out, spanked the Giants week 1, spanked the Jets week 2, and then they took an L to the Arizona Cardinals, which was a huge surprise. And then after that, they rebounded and beat the Patriots, spanked them, and then took a massive L to the 49ers, which 49ers are a great team. So they're sitting at 3-3 after beating the Chargers last night. Man, I don't know.
Rams next.
We're going to that game.
Guess who's going to be there?
We're going to that game.
Let's go, baby.
And, the Rams have been surprising this year. So that's going to be a good game. You know, Cowboys are sitting at 3-3. kind of answered some of those needs they needed to last night. CeeDee Lamb is screaming, after that 49ers loss, get me the ball. They got him the ball. He had a great game. Tony Pollard said, get me the ball. They gave him the ball. He had a great game. Dak Prescott used his feet a lot more. Scored some touchdowns on his feet. They won that game. Can they continue this success throughout the season? We will see. But as of right now, they are riding a tightrope. I'll say that, because they got some tough matchups coming up. They got the Rams and Eagles next. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm excited for that game. We're going to be tailgating. We got Papa Talby coming in town from Nashville, Tennessee. We got some player meet and greets that are going to happen. I know you're excited for that. And,
tailgating. All you can eat.
All you can drink.
Whatever.
Maybe we can stop by that Raising Cane's and maybe Post Malone will be there. Say what's up to him.
Maybe Posty will be at the game.
Yeah, that'd be tight.
That would be tight.
So, yeah, man, we're going to be up there a couple days. So if any of y'all got some recommendations on places to go while we're up there. The game's at noon, so we're going to be off that game around, mid-afternoon. Still have time to go do some stuff. Going to see our boy Big Hunter. Excited to see Big Hunter up there. So, yeah. Just excited for that.
I want to go check out Ronnie Coleman's gym. That's where our buddy Hunter trains at, dude. Ronnie Coleman, Mr. Olympia. He made him,
that place
dude.
looks
tight.
Man, that place looks tight.
I like them old school gyms, man. That just got that
old school feel.
feeling.
What's it called?
That nostalgia.
Is it Metroflex?
Yeah.
Yeah, up in Arlington. Our friend Hunter said that the gym was so damn hot because they don't have AC in there. He said during the summer, man, he was just dying, and they told him, if you can survive this summer, you'll be fine, and he did. So Metroflex
gyms
up in
with no AC,
Arlington.
dude, in this heat, man, that ain't no joke. Ain't no joke. Oh. Sweating bullets in that thing. But yeah, man, I'm very excited. None of us have ever been to the Cowboys Stadium. So this is huge, man. This is gonna be freaking sweet. We got some pretty sweet tickets, wouldn't you say? They're pretty good tickets,
yeah,
right?
Midfield, good tickets. Gonna go sit in Jerry Jones' office, do a little stadium tour.
What would you tell Jerry Jones if you could tell him anything?
Man, if I could tell Jerry Jones anything, I would tell him that if Dak doesn't get it done this year, it's time to move on. You got playmakers. Brandon Cooks had a slow start of the season, but he came alive last night. You got CeeDee Lamb. You got Tony Pollard. You got a top O-line in the league. You got a top defense in the league. I know you lost Trayvon Diggs. That was a big loss, tore his ACL at practice.
Aren't they trading a backup quarterback?
They have Trey Lance. They traded for Trey Lance. They got him from the 49ers. He's not that polished, though, so I don't know if he's the answer. But look, Dak Prescott, it reminds me of the Kansas City Chiefs with Alex Smith. Kansas City Chiefs with Alex Smith were a great team. They made the playoffs. They had some 11, 12 win seasons, but they always sputtered out, Then Patrick Mahomes comes along, and he was the spark they needed. Dak Prescott, he's a good quarterback. He can get wins. But I don't know if he has that it factor in him. I don't know if he has that spark. And maybe, if he gets it done, he proves everyone wrong. But if he doesn't, that's one too many chances in my opinion. I think it's time to try to find a young talent that is more well-rounded along the lines of one of these other elite quarterbacks in the league, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. Those type of players are the prestige level of quarterbacks in the league, and I think that is the spark you need to win a Super Bowl as the Dallas Cowboys, because you have everything else you need. You really do. So we will see what he does, but that's what I would tell Jerry Jones if I were to come across him. You know, yeah. I think the fans are getting tired of Dak, and I know they won last night. It was a close game, but Dak hasn't done enough if he doesn't get it done this year, and that's all I'd say.
It's a lot of pressure too now.
Yeah, and he's kind of gone. You know, I was seeing him talk to the media. He's gone. I think he's getting in that phase where he doesn't care about what anyone says. He doesn't really care about anything else but focusing on the game, because he's not as friendly. I've noticed in his recent media, you know, he's more ready to. He just wants to get the session over with and go back to work, you know. So maybe there is a fire under his ass and he gets the job done. I don't know. We'll see.
Is he elite enough to get it done? Is he elite enough? We were talking about combat sports.
I don't think so.
Elite. Is Dak Prescott elite enough to get it done?
I don't think so. I think if the Dallas Cowboys win a Super Bowl, it's not going to be because of the offense. It's going to be because of the defense. And in this day and age, I don't think a good defense is enough to win a Super Bowl, because you got too many great offenses. So
yeah, that's what I've been seeing, man. Like,
I mean, look at last year.
Quarterback is the backbone of the damn team, man. You have to have an elite quarterback. You have to have someone that can make those critical decision-making.
Look at last year's Super Bowl. You got the Eagles versus Chiefs, which was one of the best Super Bowls I've seen in recent memory. Jalen Hurts balled out. Patrick Mahomes, on an injured ankle, balled out. And they were the deciding factor. You take one of those quarterbacks off the team, the other team blows them out. The defenses were not a factor. It was like 36-33 or something like that. And the Eagles were a top defense last year. So in this day and age, man, if your offense ain't getting the ball going,
I mean, and
you're not going to win.
As someone on defense, if you play defense, dude, it's kind of, dude, it kills your energy when you keep. How many times you got to shut down the offense?
And that's the whole thing with Mike McCarthy this year. He's saying, let's run the ball and give our defense a rest, which I absolutely agree with you. But you cannot be scared to make those big plays, and that's the thing. They fired Kellen Moore because his offense was a little too fast paced. That's my opinion. I think that's why they fired him. They wanted to rest the defense a little bit more. Mike McCarthy's calling plays because he wants to slow the game down. But you need that in between Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy of, yeah, we're going to manage the clock and give our defense a rest, but also we're not afraid to take shots. We're not afraid to make that explosive play happen if we need to. So maybe they hear this and they say, you know what, we're going to start taking more shots. But that's my opinion. I don't know. I don't know if the Cowboys make it to the Super Bowl this year. Man. We will see. I need to see more from Dak, though.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think everyone agrees, and I don't want to speak on this too early because
yeah, it's only week 6.
I was born into a Cowboys family, so it is only week 6.
You've been waiting your whole life.
From what I've seen, it's like we need to see something. I'll say that.
Yeah,
we need to see something now. We need to see something.
Make something
right
happen
now.
For sure. So yeah, we're going to Cowboys game next weekend. That'll be fun. Halloween's coming up. I think we're planning on doing some costumes maybe. If you guys have any ideas of what it would be, what you want us to be, let us know in the comments. Or maybe we'll do something else fun.
Might have some challenges coming up. We might have some different things coming up. We want to start mixing it up. We're just getting started, guys. So we just sit here and have these conversations. We love sports. We love talking about crazy stuff. We like comedians. I went and saw Joe Rogan last week at the Comedy Mothership, which is his brand new establishment, his brand new comedy club in Austin. Austin, Texas. So, dude, it first and foremost, the ambiance is very nice. It is very. He's got like that whole alien vibe, you know.
Yeah.
Even when you go into the bathroom,
Trippy vibe, huh?
yeah, trippy, like
Yeah.
you know, cool, like cool futuristic stuff. And his even when you go in the bathrooms, like the wallpapers, like alien stuff, but very clean and modern and nice looking. I saw him. It was called Joe Rogan and Friends. I saw Joe Rogan, Tony,
Some of his friends.
Hinchcliffe. I think that's his last name, but the guy from Kill Tony, who
Yeah.
was hilarious. Didn't know he was gonna be there.
That's
but
dope.
That dude's hilarious. Every single person that came out, I saw Ron White, dude. That dude was probably the funniest one. That guy's hilarious.
Ron White?
That dude was hilarious. Oh my lord, you need to watch.
Yeah, I haven't even heard of him, so I'm gonna have to take.
He's a legend. And anyway, dude, look up his stand up. He's hilarious. So the place is awesome, man. I tried to get Shane Gillis tickets, man. He's one of my last
Shane Gillis
top guys I want to see. Shane Gillis is hilarious.
Yeah.
Look.
He's got a
his
Netflix special. Yeah, I would check it out for sure. Super funny dude.
I wanted to meet Joe Rogan, man, but he had another show after, and I know usually you get to meet him if it's like the last show and everything like that. But we met Theo Vaughn at Improv in L.A.
Yeah, that was tight.
That was sweet. I need to meet Joe Rogan. I've been to his show.
Yeah.
Thankfully, you know, he's
I'm
based
sure.
out of Austin. We're gonna cross paths at some point.
Yeah, for sure. Austin ain't a big place, and
yeah, I met this dude. His name's Cam Patterson. He's an up and coming comedian. He's all over the Kill Tony show.
Hell yeah.
He's got like a weekly spot. He's the guy that like collects like rocks and stuff. He's pretty funny, man.
I've seen that. I know
He's
what you're
hilarious. I
talking
met him. He was working at the front, man. He took my ticket or whatever. And that's what they do. Some of the those are the comedians
people that work there. They you know, that's how you earn your stripes in that world.
I think that's tight. See, that's what I'm saying. Building character, doing things like, you know, get to the.
They're learning, you know, when they take those jobs, man. Even though they might be bartending or sitting at the front selling tickets.
But a lot of people at this day and age, like ego gets into play. Everyone's so up high already. Like some people don't even want to. That's what I respect him for doing that, because
it's like anything, man. You walk into a traditional tattoo shop,
earn your
stripes. See a dude
stripes.
sitting up front who probably gets treated like shit by the tattooers. You know, the actual artists in the shop, but that's their apprentice. You know, that's the tradition and history of it. Is you earn your stripes before you can even pick up a tattoo.
A little haze in
the
never
same
hurt
thing
nobody.
with comedy, man. You gotta earn your time, man. You gotta put time in and earn your stripes to, you know, get that stage time. And you gotta bomb a few times in order to become great. You think Joe Rogan was just amazing the first time, or Theo Vaughn, or any of these guys? No, they put their stripes in, man. So whatever you're doing, never get discouraged. If you bomb or you fail, you're gonna fail, man. You gotta just keep going. Just keep going.
There's no losses. There's only lessons. Just take what you can from it and get better. Get better.
Build your wall stone by stone.
Brick by brick.
Brick by brick. Man, I want to go to Comedy Mothership. I have not been able to get out there yet, but I really want to.
They got shows all the time. They got this one that's called Bottom of the Barrel I want to check out. Tony's on there, and we'll have to go. I know.
Yeah.
You know, get our schedules aligned and have to go check out a show maybe on the weekend or a Friday or something. That comedy club is tight, man. He said somebody told him, you know, thank you, Joe, for you know, making a non-woke comedy club. And he was like, what does all these extra words mean? He was like, what do you mean, just a regular comedy club?
Yeah.
Because he's basically saying so many people take comedy to heart and get so offended by every single thing, like, that it's just become some
yeah. And
BS.
you can't. I mean,
you can't take comedy serious. If you're going in there and getting offended by a comedy show, you don't need to go to a comedy show. You don't need to ruin it for everyone else.
Ain't that crazy?
You have to be able to literally be embarrassed, humiliated, whatever.
What do you
comedy.
expect? You expect to walk in there saying knock jokes? No, like most of these comedians, you know, what makes comedy so special is that it takes some of the worst parts of life and makes it funny. You know,
sometimes you gotta crack a joke, otherwise you can't get through some of these tough times.
Dude.
I mean, in the military, we did that shit, dude. We had a joke 24/7 because, you know, times just suck. But
you want to find some of the darkest humor on earth, go join the military.
Facts.
Me
and him's had some of the darkest humor in the world, and it's just joke.
And
it's
sometimes that's all you can do when shit just sucks.
Yeah, and you can't change it.
You can't do anything to change it. You just gotta laugh at it, man.
Accept it
and laugh at it.
And make a joke about
and make, you know, I still talk to buddies today. You remember that time? You know, we were stuck on the ship, fucking hating our life, and you know, but it's funny. At the end of the day, there's stuff that happened and all that we thought was awful at the time. But
dude, you'll go crazy if you don't find humor and shit, bro. That's a great point.
And you can't take life too seriously. If you take life too seriously, you're not going to enjoy any of it. So.
Yeah, it'll kick your butt, man.
Yeah.
You got to laugh about shit because, dude, life is not fair or perfect.
And you also got to understand, too, if you go to a comedy show and you're offended and you speak up about it, the comedian don't care. The comedians don't care what... Man, they're making the joke because they think it's funny. And everything is perspective, right? Sure, your perspective is that it bothers you, but if you're the only person in that club complaining, you don't belong there. Yeah. You don't belong there. So,
dude, I want to see this guy David Lucas. You know
David Lucas? No, man.
Big hefty black dude with braids, man. This dude, he literally roasts people. He roasts people so bad, bro. It is hilarious.
Oh, I have seen this dude like on like an Insta reel.
Like some of the stuff he says is so crazy, bro. Like he roasts people up so bad.
That's some of the funniest humor, man. Just roasting.
Yeah.
That was in the.
It's just like, but could you handle it if somebody's getting up on you, man? You got to fire back with something.
Yeah.
Fire back with something, bro.
Yeah. And yeah, don't just let yourself get.
You gotta
don't just sit there and take it if someone's roasting you, man. Like that's something you can learn.
That's something we did in high school, man. Like people would just be roasting people. It's hilarious.
And if you don't fight back, you're just getting berated on.
Dude,
you're just taking it. And sometimes I get it. Sometimes you're trying to think of something and you can't think of anything, and that's okay. The best thing to do in that situation when you can't think of nothing is just laugh with them. Because as soon as they see that, the thing is, as soon as they see it's bothering you, they're going to keep going. So just laugh. Yeah. Just go along with it. You know, I'll even say it. I'm like that. If I see that, you know, if you're my friend and I'm making fun of you and I can tell it's bothering you, I'm probably going to keep going because it's funny, you know. But if you just ignore it and laugh with me, I'll probably just let it go. But that's the point of being friends, man. Is to push each other's buttons sometimes.
What I like about comedy, bro, is, I mean, you'll have people that have the most severe conditions, right?
Yeah.
Someone might be paralyzed. Someone might have be blind. Someone might have these conditions that, you know, are conditions that, you know, they were given or whatnot, and they're not, you know, ideal for a lot of people. Disabilities and whatnot. But you'll have these comedians that'll go up there, dude, and they'll have those, say their special needs or whatnot, and they'll make fun of themselves.
Yeah.
Dude, that right there shows true character, in my opinion, man. They literally, if you can make a joke about yourself, that shows that you
it's just embracing, you know, what you have and making it enjoyable.
Yeah.
You know? Like
you could sit there and pout about it, or you could make jokes about it and make everyone laugh and have a huge fan base and show that you beat your condition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's kind of like owning it. Like, it's kind of like comparing it. You remember in 8 Mile where they would make fun of Eminem and everything? They would make fun of him. They'd roast him.
He didn't care. He just kept going.
Well, it bothered him for a long time at first until one of the last battles where he literally, what his fuel was, he literally made fun of himself, so they couldn't even say nothing about him. That's what you got to do, man. None of us are perfect.
You got to embrace who you are.
None of us are perfect, man. We're all literally just flawed human beings walking around, with everyone showing what they want to show. None of us are perfect, man. We all have our own flaws, and once you can
there's that one
pick
comedian, he stutters. He stutters and he makes fun of it. His whole show pretty much is him just making fun of his stutter.
And dude, I love when I see people embracing, situations and they overcome it and they use it to their advantage. I love that, man. I think it shows true character, true heart. Shows that you can put your ego to the side and have a good laugh, because none of us are perfect. We should aim always to try to be our best, but dude, make light of what isn't perfect and
roll with it.
And roll with the punches, man. It's hilarious, dude. Comedy is awesome, and if you get offended by comedy, don't listen to it. My opinion.
No, I agree.
You think you could do a 1-minute skit on Kill Tony?
No, bro. I think you
so.
Could.
I think
you think I could? Man,
I think
maybe I gotta start hanging out at
you can tell
Mothership
stories
a little
good,
bit more
so
often.
I think you could 1-minute skit. You get to write down a 1-minute skit.
When I get pressure, though, man, that's the thing. When you got pressure on you, you're a different person.
All you have to do, not all you have to do, but you have to be able to. For one, you have to be able to tell a good story, and it's 1 minute, so it's just a short story. Tell a 1-minute good short story. Have your punches, have your pauses, and deliver it with charisma. And I think you could do it, man.
Shit, I don't know, man. Maybe one day you'll see me at
I kind of want to
Tony,
do it.
trying to say some shit. I don't know,
dude. I think we should all do.
I mean, you definitely break out of the box a little bit. You gotta get uncomfortable and try something new sometimes.
I mean, we've had to give briefs and presentations on serious things, like, we've had to. I mean, even right now we're talking in front of,
Yeah, I mean,
when it's funny, something funny. I feel like that's my best thing I could do is something that's not serious.
I like feeding off of others. When there's a joke going around and and you just continue to build off of it. And we find that in the military a lot. It'd be just, one dude starts harping on another, and then everyone's just kind of getting rowdy with it, and it's going around, and that one person's just getting hammered, man. You're just like, oh man, that's the best time for me to joke around, is when it's the kind of, you can bounce off others.
That's what I miss about the military. All the grab ass, all the BS, all the
it's camaraderie at the end of the day.
It's camaraderie, because you're all in shitty situations and you're making fun of it, and that's all these comedians do.
Yeah.
If you're in a shitty situation, make fun of it.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Man. Lost my train of thought.
You ever seen these smelling salts? Do you know what smelling salts are?
No. Oh yeah. When, like the stuff that I think people in the NFL do it all the time before they go in a game. They sniff it real quick. And
so I bought some.
No.
And me and you are gonna try it on the next episode. And Mason can't say no.
Oh, shit.
I bought some smelling salts. I think it's called like Atomic Rage or some shit.
What does that shit even do? Smelling salts.
I watched actual scientific video this doctor made about it.
Scientific video.
Dude, basically
scientific video.
A scientific video.
Bill Nye.
I'm not smart. I don't even know what the hell he's talking. Basically, it makes people, it stinks so damn bad, it makes people go up for air and smell a lot.
Go buck wild.
And it makes oxygen go to your blood, apparently, more. That's what it does, and that's why these powerlifters do it, and they get slapped by their wife, and they go out there and lift 1,000 pounds.
Isn't that shit for people that, like, faint? Like, if you faint, you put it under their nose.
A lot of powerlifters. I've seen it in powerlifters, but I've seen the scientific video had this hockey player doing it. But dude, I have to try it.
Okay, so next episode, I mean, all right, next episode might be a wild one because we got smelling salts. We might do a hot wing challenge with some.
Maybe do the smelling salts and then do the hot wing challenge. Right after. Maybe that's what can get us pumped up for this hot wing challenge.
What do y'all think we should do? Should we bundle it all together, make it just a big thing? Maybe we'll have Papa Talby with us. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm excited.
Have a costume on, dude. Dude, what?
Hey, next episode might be the
special
edition.
Special.
You know, Halloween special.
Spooky season special.
Spooky season.
Shenanigans,
man.
I don't know. We don't know what we're gonna do. We're very spontaneous. We're very random. So,
well, shit.
That sounds pretty fun to me. I don't. I like. I'm a guy when I get. Dude, I like mild. I like mild stuff, man.
I'm not mild too. I'm not a huge spice guy.
I'm not the guy that orders the hottest hot wings or even close. I like mild. To be honest with you, when I go get wings, bro, I like Asian zing.
That Asian zing from B-Dubs.
I like Parmesan garlic, bro.
Lemon pepper. Oh man, give me a good dry lemon pepper rub.
I like teriyaki. Hey. I like a lot of Asian food.
I don't mind buffalo. Buffalo, you like buffalo?
Buffalo's good with some ranch.
A little kick. It's got a little kick to it.
You like blue cheese or ranch?
I like ranch, man. I don't like blue cheese.
I'm ranched up.
Yeah,
ranch up.
Blue cheese.
Hey, what's that dude? Ranch up.
Oh,
who's that?
Oh man,
ranch up.
What's his name? Eric Andre. Ranch up. If you've never seen the Eric Andre show, man.
Oh my God.
For our people that just like dumb, like slapstick, stupid comedy, man, go watch Eric Andre's show. That guy's ridiculous, man.
Dude's insane.
He's got that movie. What's that movie on? It's on Netflix, I think.
Oh my God.
It's called Bad Trip.
That movie.
It's called Bad Trip. That movie's on Netflix, and it's kind of like Jackass, but just a little different, a little weirder.
Dude, I got that smelling salt idea. I was watching Bobby Lee, Theo Vaughn,
Bobby Lee,
Joe Rogan,
Andrews,
R.I.P. Bobby Lee.
What's that dude? Andrew Santino.
But dude, Bobby Lee died, huh?
No.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't. Bobby Lee's alive.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he lives in San Diego.
Are you positive?
I swear to God.
I thought I heard.
He still makes a pocket. I can look that up real quick.
I heard he died
recently.
Pretty recently. But I saw
Bobby Lee's not dead. Bobby Lee, if you're dead, man, let us know. No, he ain't dead.
Bobby Lee's hilarious.
He's got a podcast.
Dude, they had this joke. Dude, hold on.
Is he dead?
Dude, I was talking about
No, he ain't dead, man.
Dude, the smelling salt thing. I got that idea from watching. I was watching it last night on one of their podcasts, dude. Dude, it looks terrible. It looks like it smells terrible. Every single one in the room, huh?
They all did it. Theo Vaughn.
They were all doing it, bro, and they were all like, "Oh, you could just tell how they reacted. Like, I'm a little nervous, but you're gonna have to put your nose up, pretty, somewhat close.
I don't like shit that smells weird, bro.
And get a sniff.
I don't like, dude. I hate bad smells.
Apparently, it'll get you all hyped up to eat these.
My dog takes
these
a shit,
wings.
bro. I gotta hold my breath.
That's a good idea. We do the smelling salts, and then we line them wings up and knock them down and get
You want my sinuses to go nuts? My sinuses are gonna be all fucked up that day. Damn.
But yeah, dude. No, he had this joke. They said something about how come you never see Asians with Down syndrome or something. And dude, his wife was saying it or whatever. And they were just saying, well, it's because you can't tell because their faces are pushed all in. Because it's messed up. But he was saying people with Down syndrome kind of got a little bit of droop on their face. He was like, He says, and his, Bobby Lee's face is all like kind of mashed in and stuff, dude.
Dude, Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino, bro. Their podcast, it's called Bad Friends, I think. Yeah. Dude, they say that's a perfect example of comedy. That's like, you can't watch that if you get offended. Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Dude, they were making fun of Bobby Lee's dead dad. They're like, yeah, we're all gonna go. I'm going to play golf with my dad this weekend. Your dad's asleep like this. Dude,
Bobby Lee was wearing a yellow shirt, and Andrew Santino was like, I can't even tell you're wearing a shirt right now. He's like, Bobby Lee's like, what's that mean?
Oh my God.
You saying that Asians have yellow skin? And Andrew Santino's like, yeah. They don't give a fuck, bro.
Dude, I'll be honest, I like no filtered comedy.
Yeah, it's the best, man. Like,
because it's not serious. Don't take it serious.
You gotta laugh at that type of shit.
I love no filtered comedy. I love brutal comedy.
Man, every culture, every race has shit that, stereotypes that may or may not be true, but it's funny. A lot of shit can be seen as just funny, just funny.
If you laugh about it,
and
you gotta be able to laugh at yourself, bro. You have to be able to laugh at yourself. You have to realize when you do something stupid, just laugh about it.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I've done a lot of stupid shit, so
I've done a whole lot of laugh stupid shit. Yeah,
dude, man.
And we'll probably continue to do a whole lot of stupid shit, including
stupid shit's a part of life.
Smelling salts and eating wings. Let us know, guys. Let us know. Should we do it? Should we do it together? Should we do it separate? Should we do it at all? We're gonna do it. We're gonna do this. We're gonna sniff the smelling salts regardless. Just because we have to experience that once in life, Maybe I'll start taking that shit to the gym, dude.
Nah.
Maybe I'll
Why?
PR, dude. Maybe if I sniff
that,
I'll be hitting them 120
Show
dumbbells.
me Mr. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Show me the scientific evidence that shit improves your ability to lift or work out.
Why does Hafthor Bjornsson, or however you say his name, the Game of Thrones, the world's strongest man,
he does that?
Why did he do it?
I don't know. I know caffeine is proven to improve your physical activity, but
you know what else is?
Maybe it does. What?
What was it? I don't know. Basically anger.
I believe
improves.
I believe
physical ability.
Do you see? Dude, Tom Brady recently had like an interview, and he's talking about why he was the way he was in games. He talks about how he would do everything he could in a game to make the other team an enemy. He would talk shit. He would build up in his head a idea of, these are my enemies and I have to kill, and it would build anger over the time period of the game, and that would help him perform better.
Art of war.
Yeah. And there's a whole one of those Instagram reel motivational things that clips it to scenes of him in games while he's talking about that, and it's, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that shit got me pumped. I was like,
"Did you hyped
man,
up?"
That's a recipe for success, man.
That's a good way to look at it.
If you're in a competition, it could be against your best friend. If you're in a competition and you view that man as an enemy that is there to kill you,
take him out,
man. That if that don't get you pumped up, I don't know what would, man. So, yeah, check that video out. Tom Brady talking about that shit. It's interesting. So I believe it. Yeah, anger probably does absolutely hype you up.
Heck yeah, man. I gotta go pick up my car from the mechanic, lovely BMWs, are a little pricey if you get a Beamer. Be prepared.
That European
it's all right.
build.
It's all right. We getting it taken care of, man. You gotta invest in what you love, and I love my vehicle. Mm-hmm. And yeah, man, I think that pretty much wraps it up. Connor is
back in the pool. Dipping his feet in.
When is he back? We got a huge card this weekend. We got USADA versus dude. One other thing I didn't mention was, did you see Gamrot?
He's pissed.
Dude, he literally said he was gonna fly out and confront Dana White, and he might. I think they said it might get physical because he's not fighting for the title. Did you see that?
I did see that, and I don't even think Dana White gives him the time of day this week. It's UFC 2. He's going to Abu Dhabi, man.
Dude, that's crazy, bro. Gamrot was going to fly out. He was so pissed. That's the last thing, though. But
I mean, when you join the UFC, you got to know
business.
The business decisions are going to be made, and matchmakers are going to make the best fight. And I don't think the Gamrot fight would be the best for the fans. You know, I do want to see him fight eventually. Yeah. But right now, I don't know.
I think because he was the backup,
Yeah.
And I can understand how you can feel that way. I get both sides. Both sides. It's not personal. It's business. It's UFC. That's how it goes.
Yeah. Everyone wants to see Volkanovski versus Islam, and so
see who really is that. That dude.
And like Volk said, man, this is
do or die.
Do or die, because he ain't gonna get another chance if he loses.
His legacy.
So. Yeah. All right, well, that wraps up everything for today, and a lot going on.
Yeah.
Halloween next weekend, and tune in for that spooky season special.
Yeah, tune in. Let's see if our predictions are right. Next week will be a good episode as well. We love doing this. We love shooting the shenanigans, and we're gonna continue to add different things to the podcast, and man, we're just getting started, having fun so far, and thank you guys to everyone that watches our videos. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, because just so you can stay in the loop. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, man.
Hell yeah. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.